Well, everyone, I've got a little surprise for you in the intro video. So make sure to pay attention to that intro video to get a nice little surprise. Hey everyone, it's Mike, and did you catch the little twist in that intro video? Yes, we have moved on from Chorley and we have landed at Dagenham and Redbridge. And there's a couple of pros for the move that ultimately overset the couple of cons. The pros is first off that Dagenham and Redbridge are professional. They're full time, and so it's none of these, only practices on Monday, Wednesday. Unless there's a game, then you only have one day of practice in a week. We are full time, full blown to go here. So that's one. Their finances in the interview, they promised me a much higher transfer budget and a much higher wage budget. They said I would have $1.9 million for my transfer budget, and then I started, and they have given me a transfer budget of $0. So that's not great, but there is a $2.177 million payroll budget, which I believe is like double of what I had at Chorley. So that was also the bonus. And of course, the ultimate deciding factor was the contract. I was on, I think, £40,000 a year part-time contract with Chorley. Full-time contract, £99 a year, double what I was making at Chorley. So that is really what bumped me into that category. Some of the cons, though, and Chorley actually as well, we were starting to find a dip in form. The cons is that this team is in 23rd in the league. 2 wins, 1 draw, 10 losses, only for 7 points, 13 games in. Chorley, meanwhile, we are sitting at 10th in here, 5 wins, 4 losses, 4 draws, 4 losses, and sitting in 10th on 9 points. So it is a big drop down right now in the standings, at least. We are still in October, so there's time to turn it around, and we really do have to turn around, because the other con to this is they want us to reach the playoffs at a minimum, and we're sitting in 23rd into October, so we need to have a huge turnaround in form to be able to get up and into what they expect of us here. So it's going to be quite a challenge, which is one of the big cons coming here. The other team that offered me a contract was Scunthorpe again. I did do a job interview with them. They offered me a contract, and it came down to, they are actually also, let me see, Scunthorpe I think are in better position. Well, hardly. They're in 19th, so they're out of the relegation zone. Their expectations were more reasonable, avoid relegation, but they had limited resources, so not a very good transfer budget or wage budget at all. And that's what they said in the interview. We're looking for someone who can work with limited resources, and I didn't quite want to go there. So we ended up here at Dagenham and Redbridge, and we have a job to pull off here to keep our team in it, and that starts today. So we have come back a little earlier than usual. We were going to come back at the end of the month when we were with Charlie, but now that we're here, we are going to come back now. As you can see, their form has not been good at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They had a 6-game losing streak, tied their last game, but they were 7 unbeaten. But we have a chance to try to turn it around. We're facing 21st place Wealdstone, and then maybe we'll also get the 20th place Bromley as well. And then after that, we are up into 17th, 19th. So we should be able to hopefully turn it around this month, and we'll hope that the new manager bounce comes in. So as we get prepped for our game against Wealdstone, which we'll at least play, I'll introduce you to some of the squad as well. So as we get ready for this game, this is the squad that we're starting off of. I'm basing it off of both ability and average rating, kind of how they've been playing this last few seasons. So I don't think this is our best 11, but this is what we are starting off with. So in net, we have Elliot Justin, a 32-year-old English goalkeeper, current ability 3, potential ability 3. He is where he is going to be, and that is all. He's been at Dagenham Redbridge for a while. Their star goalie for a while here. Uh, Last season, he played 46 games, had seven, what is that? Shutouts? Should be clean sheets. Interesting. 7 clean sheets, 6.79. This year, so far, he's got 13 appearances, allowing 20 goals in that, 1 clean sheet, and 6.57 average rating. So he is our starting goalie so far. This man is wanted by Everton, or Everton. That is not at all what that say. What did that say? He is wanted by Exeter. I don't know where Everton came. But he is our best player currently, our right back, 26-year-old Englishman. Can also play on the left-hand side as well. 3.5 current ability, 4 potential ability. And he's been at Dagenham. He came in last year, making 39 appearances with 15 assists in 4 players matches. He is a good player. So we'll see if we can hold on to him, but he's going to be out on the right-hand side. Our center backs first is Rico and Brown from Kittian and Nevisian. I've never heard of that country. Interesting. 18-year-old, so he's one for the future here for us. He's got good ability, 3.5, potential 5-star ability. Look at that jumping reach, 19. He's only got a 9 bravery, but he's got 11 heading, and he's 6'4". So he's a youngster in here. He's actually on loan to us. Is he on loan to us? I didn't see that in there. On loan from Wickham. Just kidding. Okay, well, he's not. Sorry, I hit the mic. He is not one for the future for us, but he's playing. He's played 3 appearances. He's played 1 appearance for Dagenham Redbridge, which we didn't play well, but he is our lone E center back. This center back is ours. He's a 32-year-old Englishman, Caleb Reynolds. 3 ability, 3 potential ability. So he is what he will always be from now on. And he has been with us for a few years. Last year, he did 31 appearances with 2 goals, 2 assists. This year so far, 11 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist. So far, he's been pretty good. 6 feet tall, 13 jumper reach, great bravery, good heading. So he is hopefully going to be solid for us on that back line. Out left, we have on loan from Reading. There's a lot of loan players in this squad. Jordan Ado Antoine Ghanaian, 18-year-old, 3 ability, potential 5 ability. Not that that's going to matter a whole lot for us. A whole lot of pace and good stamina as well for this level. He's from Reading, where he didn't make any appearances, but he's made 12 for us so far and has not been great, 6.58. So hopefully the new manager, me, can turn it around. Another loanee that we have on the side from Middlesbrough, Kane Sykes, 20-year-old, 3.5 current ability, potentially a 4.5 ability player, playing in that defensive midfield role, coming us from Middlesbrough. He's made 6 appearances and had 1 assist for us so far. Another loanee playing in the center mid is Cameron Hargreaves, on loan from Bristol Rovers. 3.5 current ability, and he he's played a season, it looks like, a good chunk of a season, 14 appearances in the League One, and he's made 5 appearances for us so far with 1 assist. Lots of players underperforming. This player is ours, however, and that's Mitch Brundle, 27-year-old Englishman, 3 ability, 3.5 potential ability. Seems like all our youngsters in this squad are loanees, and all our actual players are older. He made 42 appearances for us last season with 5 goals, 2 assists, 2 player of the matches, 6.79 average rating. We need to get him back on that form, as he has 13 appearances, 1 assist, and 6.58 average rating right now. As you can see, we are playing a 4-3 defensive midfielder, 2-1. What is it? 4-3-3 DM wide is what it's called. It's one of my go-to ones, so that's what we're going to start off with here. Another loanee out on the right, a Northern Irish 20-year-old Chris Conn Clark, on loan from Fleetwood, 3.5 current ability, potentially 4.5 ability. He comes from Fleetwood. He did do a loan spell in Chester in this league last year, where he had 33 appearances, 4 goals, 4 assists, 2 player matches. So far, 3 appearances with a 6.4 average rating. Again, underperforming right now. Out on attacking left is one of our own players, Junior Mondal, 25-year-old Englishman, 3 overall, 4 potential ability. He hasn't made any appearances for us yet this year. Last year, only making 5 appearances. But with the new manager, he finds himself in the squad today. And up front, we have 29-year-old Scott Wilson. He's got lots of some pace. He's got some stamina, some acceleration, some agility. He's only a 3 current ability and a 3 potential ability, so he is what he's going to be. He's been with us for 2 seasons so far. He has 23 goals or 23 appearances, 8 goals, 3 assists last season. So far, he is already almost eclipsed his goal record last year, 13 appearances and 7 goals. He seems to be one of our only players who has been performing. But that is our starting 11 for our first game here in charge at Dagenham and Redbridge against Wealdstone. So let's get right into the action today. Apparently, since the last game that they played, I've actually only made one change to the side. So hopefully it is a change that will be for the good. And we are going to pump fists and say, I know we're going to get out of this form. That didn't do anything, so we're going to say, get out and make a difference, defenders, midfielders, one person. 2 people are motivated and inspired, so hopefully that is enough for our first game here in charge of Dagenham and Redbridge in celebration. Throw down a like there, and especially if we win this game, throw down the like. And we will keep an eye on Chorley as well as the season progresses. And I have another save that I have, in another save where I've denied or I've declined the contract from Dagenham and Redbridge, and in that save I'm going to go ride or die with Chorley and see how far. So I will keep you updated on how the other universe where we stay at Chorley is going through social medias. But here we have a highlight with Wilson bumping it over. So interrupting that announcement that yes, I will keep it on the Twitter account at NightRiderFM, the how the other Chorley universe is going. But the videos will be here at Dagenham and Redbridge. So far, they've had more attempts, but we've had the better quality with a .22 XG. But other than that highlight where we skied it over, nothing much else is happening. And our striker hasn't been particularly good, sitting at 6.4. But we have another highlight as Brundle throws into Hargreaves. Back out to Brundle, will head it down, try to head it down to Sykes, who will lose it out to Parrish. Goes out to Friteas Guvela, who will cross it in, but Brown will clear that out. Page will get it again and will put it out wide to Friteas again. And it's kind of scrambling there, but eventually Hargreaves loses out. Charles takes a shot from range, and that was way too close from that far of a range. And a really good shot. Brown's looking tired already out there. But we go into the half at 0-0. Neither team doing particularly good, but this team needs, I think, some confidence. So we've been doing better. We've been the better team. Just keep doing what you're doing. We'll be fine. I'm going to do this while we're here as well and slow this down a little bit during the highlights because I am talking real fast to try to keep up with those highlights. So that's something that I try to make a note of for myself. I'm doing now here. Highlight for the wrong team as it comes down into Parrish, who will pass it back to their right back. The header comes from Wishart and goes wide of the net. So far, nothing much else happening. We are going to encourage, and that seems to have had a good effect as we come into the 65th minute. We're going to make some subs. There's a couple tired players out there, but particularly who's supposed to be our best player has not been playing very well. But I don't think I have Right D on the bench, so I guess he's going to stay out there, and we're going to do some of our tired players. Rigo Brown's been playing well, so I don't particularly want to take him off, but he's tired. So we're going to bring on Joey Jones, a 28-year-old Northern Irishman, 2.5 ability, 2.5 potential ability. So again, he is what he is. We've got a kind of an older squad for the players who are actually players and not loanees. He made 20 appearances last year and had 3 assists, so hopefully he will do something off the bench there. And we also take Chris Clark, again, someone who's playing pretty well, but he's just tired. And Deshane Dalling will come in for him. He's a 24-year-old Englishman, 3 current ability, great potential ability, maybe one of our younger players that we actually own here. Whoops, wrong button. And he's been here. He came in last year, had 40 appearances, 11 goals, 7 assists. He's made 8 appearances so far this year and not scored. So hopefully he can break that drought here. And those are the changes we're going to make to try to get some attack into this team. As we come into the 70th minute, so far, now there's a highlight here for Wealdstone again. The wrong guys. They cross it in from the left. Oh, okay. Kelly Evans blocked that. It's like, that is a poor effort from there. This seems really slow right now. These highlights. A corner from Charles, who's going to put it in at the near post and cleared off the line by Addo. Wilson was going to pick it up, and we got a counter here, hopefully. Wilson coming down that right-hand side. And he will lose out to Page. No, he draws a foul, so we have a free kick here. Here's our chance off this free kick, and nothing is going to happen. All right, 75th minute, out of principle, even though we don't have anyone who plays on that right-hand side, off comes Dion Kelly. Charlie Adams is coming in. He's usually a midfielder, 27-year-old Englishman. Made 34 appearances for us last year, 2 goals, 1 assist, decent rating. He's made 13 appearances this year. He's going to come in out of position to play that right-hand side because of the poor play of Evans out there. And so we are going to keep pushing on here. We might have to settle for a draw at this point. They are starting to take it to us in this game as well. So a draw away, considering our place in the standings right now, especially for the first game, is something we would take. But they do have a highlight, and I think Dowling is going to be sent off with just an awful tackle. There's one of the people that I had brought in on a sub, and he's coming off, so we are going to switch it up to defensive and try to hold on to this draw at this point now. Did not cover himself in glory with that as a substitute coming on and getting sent off. At least it was near the end of the game in the 90th minute, and we will hold on for a draw there against Wealdstone. Unlucky boys. There's some demotivation. This is going to be a team that's going to need a little bit of some encouragement, maybe a gentle hand to kind of get them back onto place. Chorley elsewhere lost 2-0 to Scunthorpe and dropping down into 11th place there. So yeah, it looks like we have got some work to do here, but we will go in for our next match against, who was it against again? Oh, wrong button. Against Bromley, who are sitting in 20th place. All right, we are playing Bromley, who have swapped with Wealdstone. So Wealdstone was 22nd, I think we played them, so right above us. And Bromley was 20th, and with the draw, Wealdstone has jumped up to 20th, and Bromley has dropped down to 22nd. And Bromley is recently managerless, as they just sacked their manager just before this. So hopefully we can get some momentum off of 2 draws in a row now, and we'll take it to a team that has just lost their manager instead. So we have a couple of changes, a little bit based off of what my assistant manager offered, and just taking people off. So Justin remains in goal. Kelly Evans, we're giving another chance outright, but I have brought on Lewis Payne onto our bench to sub him off if need be. Brown stays in the center because he was played a real good game last game. Reynolds remains in the center, and Ado Antoine, who had a all right game, remains out left. So the D and the goalies remain the same thus far. Charlie Adams, a 27-year-old Englishman, comes in as a defensive midfielder based off of the assistant manager's recommendation. He's got 3 current ability, 3.5 potential ability. He's been with us for a couple of years, made 34 appearances last year, 2 goals and an assist. But he's a defensive midfielder, so that's all good. Kane Sykes, I don't think he made the appearance last. No, he's from Middleborough. Yeah, he was a star. So Kane Sykes comes in there. Brundle moves over to the left, taking off Hargreaves. Mondal remains out left. In right, because our lonely out there didn't play very well, is Emmanuel Sonupe, 26-year-old Englishman, 3 current ability, 3.5 potential ability. Came in with us last year. We made 28 appearances with nothing else much happening, but he comes in out on the attacking right, and Wilson remains up top. I have noticed I've also brought onto the bench Paul Leon Miller McCallum. That's a lot of names. Paul McCallum. He's 29 years old. All of our strikers are on the older side. Let's see. Wilson is 29. McCallum is 29. And the other is Pryor, I think, who is 33. So we need some younger strikers in play. So we're definitely getting an idea of some moves that we have to make going forward. But let's get into this match, and those moves will come off camera with some updates coming in as we work to start making this team our own. But we have 2 games in the matter of 1 week in which I have started, and so we are playing them games. Oh, now we're motivated. There we go. Prove the media wrong. That's always a good motivational factor, and we start this game at home this time against Bromley, who sit right above us. Were right above us until Sulu Moors went down. Bromley has a free kick. Save by Justin. Good save. by M off that free kick, and now Bromley comes in with a corner. The corner comes swinging in. Brown, free header to take it. Sanoop is coming down on the break, down that left-hand side as we look to counterattack off the corner. He takes it out wide. No one's in the middle for him, but he does not draw the penalty. He goes down, but the other player didn't touch the ball, so it's a goal kick. Sketchy stuff there, sketchy stuff. There, Patrick Jones is now injured. So far, nothing else has been happening since that one little counter we had. It seems we lack the attacking poignancy, I wanted to say. I don't know if that's the right word. Defense has been pretty solid these last 2 games, though, so that is obviously the area in which we are going to have to improve is attacking going forward, as we are also trying to learn a new system here. Bromley has been getting all the chances, though none of them highlight worthy as we come into halftime. I'm going to say unlucky. Okay, that seemed to help some of the attackers here. I'm going to tell them that they got much more to come from them as we get into the second half. We have had 1 shot attempt, and that is it. So we don't see anything coming soon. We are going to make a couple subs up in those attacking positions. And I think that is, we're going to do one right here in this 60th minute. As nothing is happening, we will bring on Paul McCallum to see if he can get something. He likes playing as a target man, so let's do it. And see if we can get something going from here. I'm going to check my instructions because I haven't actually checked those since I put the wing play. Pass into space, more direct. Let's play for set pieces. We're shooting on sight. Let's hit early crosses. We will counter press. We will distribute quickly. I'm going to give him a little bit of standard line. Okay. A couple of changes in there. I might have to make some changes into our default instructions as well as we come out of this. But we've hit in the 67th minute, and still we've got a little bit more attack going. I'm going to bump us up to positive because we are at home, and we need to start getting some points on the board here. And Junior hasn't been great, but Mitch Brundle also hasn't been great. Dion Kelly hasn't been great. We will bring in Con Clark for Mondal. No, I'm going to keep him like this. And we will also bring in Hargreaves for Brundle. And those are our last 2 changes. So hopefully we get something going here. We're going to encourage the team. They liked that just when they were feeling down to get going here. But again, solid defensively, not much in the way of highlights, but lacking that attacking punch. They have a kick. Evans will win in the air. McCallum will try to get it to Sanope, but it will not make it. Adams wins that one in the air. Comes Sykes down into McCallum, who will, again, pass it to no one. Blake will hurl that one forward, and Reynolds will head it out of the air to Sykes. Sykes will try to get it down to Hargreaves, but again, gives it away. Kelly Evans will launch it up to McCallum. Will head it out to Con Clark. Con Clark will beat his man down the left. He's going to come in. He's going to take the shot into the top left corner, and he scores his first goal of the season, coming off the bench, and we are up 1-0. Huge goal for us here at Bromley. McCallum does well to flick it onto Con Clark, who will dribble right past their right back. Slide tackle doesn't even come close, and he just launches that top corner near post, and we are up 1-0. Which launches us up into 21st, just 1 point away from getting out of this relegation zone. And we have a highlight near the end of the game here. Kelly into Sanope. Sanope will pass back to Davis, who's not on our team. And they can control. That's a dangerous pass back to the goalkeeper. Kelly Evans will bring it down to Brown. Brown will launch it forward to McCallum, who is not able to get there. And Bromley come back, but their launch doesn't work. Hargreaves, both bad long passes by both sides. That was an awful pass by Hargreaves. But we win the ball back. Sanope gets tackled by Luwage. Sykes will pick it up. This is very just ping-pongy football here right now. Brown will launch it up to McCallum, who's somehow onside. McCallum's cross gets blocked out to Sanope. Sanope will cross it into Con Clark, who will go over the net. After just the sloppiest of play from both sides, you can tell that these are 2 teams at the bottom of the Vanarama National League. But we will wrap it up with that goal that we are able to snatch one despite the run of play being against us, which is what this team is going to need to get some momentum going forward. Good win, well done, and we are our trajectory so far with me in charge is upwards as we've gotten a draw and a win. So hopefully that continues. How did our Chorley Bros do? Did they play? Chorley did not play today. Nope. As they are sitting in 13th. But we have an English FA Cup next up that we will play off camera. But let us see where we are going to come back together again. And I just want to say that I believe breaks... It doesn't tell us. But that breaks a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game unbeaten run for us. So something that was much needed to get this team back around. So we will come back for some games against... let's try to get someone around us as we're still trying to build momentum. So we'll come back at the end of the month with a game against 16th place Woking and 18th place Weymouth, and hopefully we'll have some new signings as we make this team our own. In fact, let's look at the team report here. Team depth, obviously we need some strikers. We could use a little bit more in that midfield as well. I think are the two main places that we should be. The assistant report says, oh, we also need a goaltender apparently as well. However, the problem with trying to get in signings is we are over the wage budget and we have zero transfer budget. So we might just have to work with what we've got going here. We're not the best squad in terms of pace, nor finishing, or decisions, or free kick taking. So I'm going to have to fiddle around with some of the tactics here, because obviously those long balls aren't going to work if we're not good on pace. So that's something that I'll be working on. But we'll talk about that next time. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like the video as we're here at the new club. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time on Up the Ladder.